In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on June 12, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Colorado Rockies versus San Diego Padres. The Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres conclude a 3-game divisional series on Sunday afternoon. The Rockies will give the nod to German Marquez. The Padres counter with Blake Snell, who is targeting his first win of the season. The Padres recorded a 9-0 win on Friday night. The Rockies are 38-79 in the last 117 road games and 7-20 in their last 27 in Game 4 of a series. Colorado is 2-7 in their last 9 versus a lefty starter. Meanwhile, the Padres are 6-0 in their last 6 Sunday games and 7-0 in the last 7 in Game 4 of a series. The over is 11-3 in San Diego's last 14 in Game 4 of a series. Both starters could use a good outing. Marquez has given up 14 earned over his last 3 starts in 17 innings. As for Snell, he hasn't been terribly sharp either, with an 0-2 record over his last 3 and 9 earned in 15.1 innings of work across his last 3 starts. I don't think either guy will do terribly here, so it's probably going to come down to bullpens and late-game heroics. The Padres lost Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader to snap their 4-game winning streak. However, they will get back in the W column in this game, as they have had a lot of home success facing the Rockies at home in the last couple of seasons. Snell was not sharp in his last outing, but he will bounce back in this one. Marquez was decent in his last start. Nutt was rocked hard in his previous 3 outings. I look for the Padres to get to him early and often in this series finale. The San Diego lineup will get it done at the dish in this game, and that is the main reason they will get the win. Should be a fun finale. So the San Diego Padres money line is our full game side pick. The Rockies have one of the better offenses in the game and are even producing on the road. They have averaged 4 runs in their last 10 games overall. In addition, the Padres continue to pile on the runs, and that will resume against Marquez. They scored 25 runs in 3 games against the Mets prior to this series and have scored 5 or more runs in 6 out of their last 7 games entering Saturday. The over has been the common trend, delivering in 4 out of the Padres' last 5 games. The Padres lineup has only scored 3 runs in the last 2 games while scoring 22 in their previous 2 games. I look for their lineup to get it done at the plate in this game, and that is the main reason I am leaning towards the over. Marquez gave up 3 runs in his last start, but gave up a lot of runs in his previous 3 starts. He will not be sharp in this game, as the Padres will hit him hard. Snell gave up 5 runs in his last start, and while he will be better in this one, he will give up some runs. This game will not be a pitcher's duel and will be a high-scoring affair. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Boston Red Sox versus Seattle Mariners. The Boston Red Sox will take on the Seattle Mariners for the final game of this 3-game set. The Red Sox are sending young right-hander Tanner Houck to pitch here. He did not factor into the decision in his last appearance against these same Seattle Mariners. Out of the bullpen, as he only threw 1 inning and gave up no runs on a hit with a hit by pitch and a pair of strikeouts. The Mariners will be having reigning American League Cy Young winner southpaw Robbie Ray on the bump, as he is coming off a win over the Houston Astros, where he finished going 5 innings and allowed 4 runs on 8 hits with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Boston is 8-1 in their last 9 games overall and 8-1 in their last 9 road games, while the under is 4-1 in their last 5 games overall. The over is 17-2 in the last 19 meetings between these 2 teams in Seattle. The Boston Red Sox have been clicking since a terrible start to their season, and we already discussed the difference in these offenses. Robbie Ray has been awful this season for the Seattle Mariners, and the Boston Red Sox can really hit well. Boston is 6th in the majors with a 3.63 team ERA so far this season, while Seattle is 19th with a 4.11 ERA thus far. It has not been close and should remain that way, as Tanner Houck should pitch well. I get the reasoning for wanting to back Seattle here, but the issue I have is that Robbie Ray has not looked like the Cy Young winner that the Mariners were expecting to see when they signed him in the offseason. Ray's had a problem limiting damage, and against a Boston team that tends to play better on the road, that could be an issue. I'm just off of this Mariners team right now, so the Boston Red Sox money line is our full game side pick. Boston went into Saturday having seen the under post a 30-21-8 mark in their opening 59 games on the year. The Red Sox are 7th in runs per game with 4.68, which increases to an average of 4.84 runs per game as the road team. Boston's average total this season is 8.7 runs per game going into Saturday's action, while that number drops down to 8.37 runs per game as the visiting team. Seattle entered Saturday having seen the under post a 27-30-1 mark in their first 58 games. The Mariners entered Saturday's game 22nd in the majors with 4.12 runs per contest, and that climbs to 4.65 runs per game at T-Mobile Park, which is 10th in the majors. Seattle has an average total of 8.45 runs per contest, and that number climbs to 8.69 runs per contest at home. Both baseball savant pages do not really bode too well for Tanner Houck and Robbie Ray, as they have been struggling a little with their control. Neither bullpen has been laser sharp either, as the Red Sox are currently 12th in the big leagues with a 3.71 reliever ERA, while the Mariners are pitching to a 4.24 bullpen ERA, which is good for 21st in the sport. Both offenses have guys who are clicking and should drive in some more runs. With Ray's issues and Crawford having problems missing bats, this one has the potential to be a high-scoring affair. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus Los Angeles Angels. The Mets finish up their West Coast road trip with a Sunday night game against the Angels. The teams have split the first 2 games of the series, with New York picking up a workmanlike 7-4 victory in the first game of the series behind a patchwork effort from the bullpen and a big game from Bandon Nimmo. The Angels took Game 2 in the Trout and Ohtani show, as Trout crushed 2 homers and Ohtani added one of his own as Los Angeles blew the Mets out 11-6. The odds makers have set this one as a pick'em, and it's a reasonable place to be, as this matchup is even on many counts. Both starting pitchers have plenty of upside, but both have struggled at times this season, as Sandoval got off to a blazing hot start but has not completed the 5th inning in either of his last 2 starts. Walker allowed 4 runs to the Padres in his most recent outing, but overall has been a strong contributor in the rotation. Without a clear edge for either team on the mound, we look to the bats, and we have to give it to the Mets here. Saturday's game proved what can happen when Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani hit back-to-back 4 times in a game. But if Walker can keep those 2 from exploding again, he will have a much easier time with the rest of the bats who drag the team's output down. The Mets are the opposite, relentless and strong 1 through 9, and will make a difficult matchup for a young lefty who has had a tough time getting deep in games recently. The Angels aren't nearly as bad as the recent skid would indicate, but face a really tough challenge against one of the best teams in baseball here, and the Mets offense is going to be tough to stop. So the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. Both of these pitchers have plenty of talent and have generated strong results in 2022. But both are in poor matchups on Sunday night, and this one is going to get pushed to the over. The Mets offense is one of the most powerful in the game, battling the Dodgers daily to be the top overall run-scoring team and ranking in the top 5 in most other meaningful offensive stats. The Angels' 2 big bats are on fire, and they have a decent matchup against a pitcher who hasn't been able to strike out many batters in 2022. With Sandoval unlikely to get too deep into this one, the Angels will need to lean on a bullpen that has thrown a lot of innings already this weekend and ranks in the bottom third of the league in bullpen ERA. Both Taijuan Walker and Patrick Sandoval have been solid this season, but both offenses have been hot this series, and while the Angels are hard to trust as a team, their offense has broken out of their recent slump. Sunday night games have been very high scoring this season, and let's not forget last month Mets hitting coach Eric Chavez mentioned balls were being juiced for national TV games. Not sure if there's truth to that, but the results speak for themselves. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.